Hello everyone, I'm Only Black Mage, and it's Sunday, so that means we're streaming. We are continuing our adventures on with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and hey, not too long after a small little update. It always feels nice when I finally post an update, even a small one. I had mixed feelings when I posted and said, "Hey, while you're waiting for the major recapitations, here's a small story to enjoy." Trying to make it a habit to where every 10 days there is something uploaded on the channel. It's the best schedule I can manage right now, I feel, of maintaining quality content. And it kind of makes me feel rough because I feel no one game, no matter how big the story is technically more important than others. But at the same time, the reality is that there are people that clearly view the longer, bigger story RPGs as the main, you know, the main meat of what supports the channel. Alright. We're on Kashyyyk, but I don't remember what we're doing. Oh, that's right, we're making our way back to the Mantis. Try to remember some of the, doing the usual button check. Oh, you joking me, Star Wars? Oh my god. Why don't you just grab the rope? Oh, I forgot we unlocked double jump now. So I can't just mash jump.
What's over there? Stay back.
God damn. Stupid spiders. Spiders are not worth the effort.
Jedi, form up. Heard you. I can't get a clear shot. Slip up now. Show yourself. Hit me again.
on, BD.
Man, sometimes the zoom out's too much. I don't need this much zoom out. Who ever needs this much zoom out? Alright, going up there. I need to find... Where the heck is the mantis? Alright, so we go up there. Oh my god, all the way back there.
Let's move, BD.
Stop! Intruder!
I realize it's immersion, but do you have to make the elevators real time take that same amount of time one way or the other?
Come for us next. Stay back. Just stay back. The hell? I can't.
Hey, how's it going, Ren?
You jump in there. There's something in there.
Hope you're ready.
How's your week been? This door is still blocked for some reason.
It's him!
Got it. Dropping target.
I'm hit!
I need a stim, BD.
Man, bounty hunters.
It's Rick!
Taking the shot.
Got it!
Feeling hurt. You have survived.
Pango Two Teeth. So, like most modern Star Wars movies and now games, you don't have to have a quirky helper droid with you. This one is called BD1. And you kind of have to use it because it's the only thing that was left over from this one Jedi Master or whatever, which is what you're trying to find. And otherwise, its main purpose is just there as a quirky companion, way to open doors, and your healing system. Yeah, Star Wars names have always been pretty silly. But yeah, you have to have a Q droid these days. It's kind of standard. I wish this at least provided a window. I mean, you're not wrong. Pengo Tutti does sound like it came straight out of Skyrim. Okay, back onto the pain in the butt planet.
Cordova believed the key to the vault is on Dathomir.
You find your Wookiee?
Yep. Things are bad down there. Empires everywhere.
Inquisitors?
Trilla, the second sister, is gone for now, but she's still chasing us. I defeated the ninth sister.
Nobody's gonna comment on that.
Cal, when I was captured by the Empire, I resisted. I swore to myself that I would die before I would talk. But then this dark shadow came. And he was worse than any nightmare I could have imagined. And I still fought. But in the
Man,
end, I
Grease
came
just
apart.
salting up his dinner.
And I gave them Trilla. And I know there's nothing I can do to make that right. But Cal, there's still a chance we can save the others on the holocron.
Okay, look. The ninth sister said something about becoming an Inquisitor like it's inevitable. But you went through the same thing she did, and you didn't join them.
Cal.
It's okay, Seer. We'll find Cordova's holocron.
Hey! Get your lasers off my lunch!
I know, Cal. It's so weird the way they talk. It's like typical Star Wars stuff, where it's like the Empire's everywhere. I'm like, well,
You know, it's
kind
not
of
the
it
origin
isn't.
tree or anything, but it does a job.
I like what you did with the branches.
Huh, thanks, kid. You know, you're all right.
I love it when they're like, oh, they're everywhere on this giant forest planet. I'm like, they're kind of not. They're only in like a few isolated bases.
Dathomir, who wants to go there? This Cordova guy is really putting some wear and tear on my ship.
We always wanted to explore the whole galaxy.
And did you?
We explored many planets, tombs and temples related to the Zepho and Jedi. But I hit a limit. To him, there was no limit.
The poor crazy old guy was left alone.
He was always alone, even when I was with him. He cared about his work and the future more than anything else. He didn't have the time. He was always on the move. Logano was the first place I ever saw that looked like he settled, even for a brief moment.
We're about to drop out of hyperspace. Sit down. doors, I got walls, I got Jedi, I'm fine. Yeah.
Cal, do you have a moment? You've come a long way since Braca, but the path is far from over. I want you to know the difficult challenges ahead.
I can handle it.
I know what you can do. I'm not denying that.
And I know what has to be done. I've done it before.
Cal, even the strongest of Jedi.
I'm not Trilla. I'll be fine.
I know you're not. I didn't say that.
I'm not asking you to say anything. It's okay, Seer. Really.
Just be safe, Cal. That's all.
That conversation had a lot of words and not a lot of saying anything. Alright, when we last came to this planet, it was on a rush to try to get the double-bladed lightsaber, which we did, but now I'm curious to see how we've grown since then. Let's try fighting this thing. Ow. Alright, so he has 2 swipes. Got it. Ouch.
Let's look.
Alright, so he's constantly spinning. Now I know that. Lesser Nidak. Why do I get the feeling there's going to be a greater Nidak? Yeah, it does have relentless attacks. I'll give it that. Man, that was a pain in the butt.
That's not moving.
Shit. I forgot that the spiders in this game are like the worst spiders in the world. They're such a pain in the butt and they're never worth it. They're never worth the experience. What's the point of back here?
Throw me a stim, BD. Just in time.
Alright, let's see what's down here. Well, that was a waste of time.
outsider. Keep on it. We will end you. Quickly, before he recovers. This will not stop me. Where is your skill?
Shit, really?
He could not stand against our might.
Let's go, BD. Stim, BD.
Ow. Oh my goodness.
BD, Stim.
I'm doing alright, Nanomaster. How are you?
Oh, nice. A warning? Let's go, BD. Do you mind, BD?
Yeah, we're on, I think, the fourth, and I'm guessing there's another planet, but this is the one we first went to a long while ago. That was the high-level planet, but now we're back here because of story reasons. So, I think the final third Jedi Temple's on here.
An adversary! Where is your skill? Try harder!
Thanks, BD.
These guys give a lot of experience, but man, I'm not a fan of how hard they hit.
I think it's sealed.
Yeah, Knight Brothers apparently. I'm not sure what that really means. I don't know too much of the lore on that. I am investing in this though. More lightsaber damage. Always a good passive to have. Like anything else, it's all about shaking off the rust from not playing this for a few days.
Intruder, below! Brothers, stand with me! Won't fail you, brothers.
Deflect a bolt, Cal. Come on.
A solid hit!
Ugh. This is that person we talked to a while back.
How do you know so much about the Night Sister?
Observation. I've seen many things since coming here.
What does that mean?
Must it mean something? Too many great minds have gone astray in pursuit of order.
Well, that's obviously a villainous thing to say. And this is Star Wars, so we don't have to overthink this. Oh, is it too low? Does this sound better? I think the problem is I'm leaning too far back away from the mic. I'm being too lazy. Let's see. And now that we have the double jump ability, we can actually reach this area.
Trespasser! Brothers, end this!
Okay, why are we not deflecting that?
Before he recovers! Cannot stand against us!
Are you freaking joking me?
Against us, brother.
It didn't let me deflect any of those attacks. I'm holding down deflect, and it's like, nope, I don't feel like deflecting. I'm just gonna take it in the face. Also, it didn't let me heal. I wonder if that's a weird effect of that bolt. Gross. How was your week, by the way?
BD, stim here.
What the? Man, they deal so much damage. Good lord. I'm not a fan of that. Alright, we're just gonna rush these guys.
The Jedi!
Fight me, you coward! I will avenge them all. You
Looks climbable, but not without equipment.
die!
And now we're gonna enter a part where we're gonna have a upgrade for BD1 or something silly like that. Woo! Look at that correction right there.
Can't believe we made
Yeah,
it.
first try.
You sure know how to have fun.
Stuck the landing. Alright. Thanks, random rope. I almost want to go back to the first planet and go through it again and see if we can't find an upgrade for more stim packs. In fact, come to think of it, I kind of want to hunt stim packs.
You will go no further.
Stand aside.
No. He was right about you.
Who? What?
Jedi are thieves and selfish liars who bring nothing but death.
Back off. If you attack me again, I'll strike you down.
Oh, I won't do a thing. But my murdered sisters.
Well, that's gross and weird.
They will have their revenge.
What kind of necromancy is that? Man, always with the zombies. We need crowd control on this. Got some Zambos running around here. So next time we get close to the Mantis, or next time we need to travel, I'm going to look up a guide real fast and figure out where the heck can we find more stim packs, because I've been sitting on 3 for a while. I haven't seen any upgrades. And normally, even in Dark Souls, like this far in, you would have seen at least one upgrade to your Estus flask. I haven't seen one since the first planet.
Leave this place.
I'm trying to. Alright. The bugs in this game are the most stupid, annoying thing, I swear. I hate the bugs in this game. Trust me, I'm trying to leave this place. I'm trying. I don't want to be here any more than you don't want me here. Spiders are this game's deadliest enemies. Fuck, shit. Oh my god, that is so crap. You know what I love? I love walking in a room and they all just run into you and start just... gang up on you. And because when you're hit, you can't recover, because that's just how it is. Cal's like, oh, I'm gonna get stun locked. I love the stun lock deaths. Let me tell you what. This game didn't have to try to be like Souls, you know? It didn't have to. You could have just been a good action game with lightsabers. This is the thing that's annoying. The spiders love getting close to you until you target them, and then they back off just outside your attack range. Because this game knows perfectly how to be engineered to be annoying. Shit, this stupid shit right here. They don't have any advanced tactics. They just dogpile you and claw you. Can you deflect that shit? Probably not. Oh my god. Well, Souls didn't impact all action games. It impacted a lot of games, but it didn't impact all of them. What this game suffers from, though, is bad camera angle. Like, you didn't have to copy that part from Souls.
Help, please. Help, BD.
See, look at this shit. Like, they literally have enemies just lying in wait and ambush for no logical reason than just to be a cheeky. I can't give you points for that. But when you see a game that is impacted by, like, say, Halo, for example, like BioShock Infinite, to me, it destroyed what made BioShock good. I can never love BioShock Infinite, because it's not a bad game. But because it tries to be Halo, I can never love it. Because it's not a good Halo game. But it wants to be Halo.
You will pay for their death.
And are there ways to do this perfectly? Sure. There's master mode difficulty. There's people that have played this game in a stupid amount and know all the intricacies, but you know what? I don't have the patience for that crap.
How does that Night Sister keep following us?
I'm just playing on normal and experiencing all the stuff's frustrating
I've never
quirks
seen it used this way
with
before.
almost none of the satisfying
Better stay on your
payoff.
toes. Wait, do you have
I'm like,
toes?
can I just play an action game in Star Wars? Can I just do this? I really don't want to have to deal with tedious shit.
Any idea what that flying creature is? Let's hope we don't find out.
I mean, this is obviously a button, but why can I not press this button? Like, this game wants to also be Metroidvania, but it doesn't have any of the cool shit like fast travel. Like, ugh,
What is it?
that's so annoying. Man, I love spiders behind doors. Shit. I going? Find your way back to the ruins? I don't want to do that. I want to go back to my ship. Oh, but you won't let me. Okay, that's cool. Also, this map just sucks because all you have is you have zooming out ability. Like, this thing doesn't go through layers. It goes through zooming.
Ragged-legged crawling coward.
Be wary of their mischief, brother.
I'll rip their legs off and drain their poison.
Night Brother runes. Think we're getting close to a village?
An enemy!
I hear you.
Move in! Try harder! I got you! Shakes in fear.
Why the fuck is that not deflecting? Jesus Christ! Okay, that I know is a red attack. It doesn't deflect. But this did. The small normal hits. Why don't they deflect? I don't get it. Why the... See? What the fuck? I don't understand why the normal hits, the small hits don't work. Oh, you know what? Of course force powers don't work on these guys. Because what's the... You know, everyone knows the point of being a Jedi is not being able to use your force powers in combat.
You will kill no more of my brothers.
Oh my god, why can you not block that? I'm holding down the block button, and it's not doing anything. And that pisses me off. It's like you have a button for one purpose, and it's blocking. And you know what really pisses me off when I press it and nothing happens? God damn, that's so annoying. Like, oh man, are you tired of fighting stormtroopers? Well, cool. Here's a bunch of guys from Darth Maul's race that are not only force resistant for some stupid reason, but they'll have really hard hitting attacks arbitrarily, and the timing windows on their parries are going to be ambiguous and inconsistent, and they can stun lock you. So we're going to throw multiple groups of them at you. Sometimes I'm also unsure when to use the camera in this game. Because sometimes using the camera helps you focus on an enemy, but when there's groups of enemies, you won't necessarily deflect the right enemy, and you can't counterattack that same enemy. So in this system of parries, it won't let you parry the enemy that attacked you because the camera wants to lock on a separate character. Golly, I hate that shit. Also, I don't understand when their guard's down. Why do they get a guard meter?
He shakes in fear. Him. The wrong Jedi.
Yeah, see? Like, the small hits don't work.
Not Jedi. Flee, Herman.
BD, stim here.
Stop this nonsense, trespasser. This pain means nothing.
Golly. And I can't help but notice I'm getting really, really small returns. Oh, wow. See? How did that guy die so fast? Where those other two guys just work me? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Man, how did I sense that was a trap? I'm like, wait a minute, this seems like a trap. Am I getting used to this game's shenanigans? Like, let me walk in and let me just assume that the game wants to kill me. Yeah, that seems alright. You know, I love being hit during an animation.
Someone was hunted here.
You will fall before us.
Camera? Camera! 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 My god. I'm so tired of action games having bad cameras. Where they're like, oh, you want to be in a corner? Well, I think you want to look at this instead. I'm so tired of that. Your cameras don't work well indoors. Stop that. Working well most of the time is not good enough.
Throw me a stim, BD.
I don't know if I would say modern games aggravate you. I just say that I played too many games. And so when I played too many games and I have examples of games doing things correctly, I get aggravated when I see games not do them correctly. Because in my eyes, I'm like, there's a perfectly good example of what to do something well, and then I see people not do the thing that they could do well. And it frustrates me. It frustrates me because I see people could be better.
Brothers, stand with me. You cannot defeat our might. This outside.
What's this?
Trust me, it's not just modern games. You know, old school games piss me off plenty too. When I look around, and sometimes I play a lot of games, and it's good that I don't recap games and show them while I'm playing them, because I will very openly criticize them. Everyone is a critic, Nanomaster. This has always been true. And one of the things I will openly do is criticize the quality of work while I'm engaging it. And that's not... I think you only get that because I'm streaming modern games. But if I were to stream, say, some of the games that I was recapping, you would see me dig into, well, this was dumb, or this was inconsistent, or why did you do this when in this previous thing you did this? So, it's silly. Hello, Paladin, how are you? I think it's the first time I've talked to you, Rother. Well, I'm glad you could make a stream. I appreciate you being here. How are you? Right now you caught me being frustrated at Jedi Fallen Order. Okay. I can never tell, Rother, if somebody's just coming in because they've seen stuff from the channel, or if they're happy to be wandering on. So am I supposed to jump on that and then freeze it? That's gotta be it, right? I pull this and then... Okay. For Breath of Fire, I've only ever played 4. Okay, so that didn't work. I just phased through the actual platform. Okay. So that's not how I do that. I'm a little lost. I've only played Breath of Fire 4 once, Paladin, and that was when I actually recapped it. So that was the first time I actually played it. And you know what? Holds up really well. I think the fluid animation, in my opinion, is arguably one of the best sprite work I've seen in any game to this day. Very impressive, very smooth attention to detail. I'm very impressed. In fact, I am working on another Breath of Fire installment, though I haven't decided which one yet. I'm probably going to start with the first one, since there doesn't seem to be an outward demand for any of them. Just, hey, do a Breath of Fire, so I'm probably just going to do Breath of Fire 1. Get the series started off right. There's got to be a trick to this. So I wonder if I double jump and get height onto that. That was it. Oh my gosh, overthinking this. Just wasn't high enough. Alright, let's see what kind of stuff we can do. I kind of like this. Precision evades, slow enemies, and recover force. I kind of like that. Yuna getting away with it, at first that upset me, but then at the same time, I kind of respect the game for going in that. I don't feel it was sequel baiting. I feel it was, hey, sometimes good wins and it's good enough, but they don't necessarily get everything. Yuna's a very divisive person, I notice. In some ways, he's like a B-tier villain that does A-tier stuff. And when the main villain is basically done with, well, actually, that's just kind of it. There really aren't too many main villains. There is an antagonizing perspective, which is, like, say, Folu, but Folu has to be part of Ryu, and them contesting control of that. But there's not really a concerted, like, bad guy, because Folu takes care. He already recognizes the corruption in the kingdom he sired, and now he says, "Oh crap! I spent hundreds of years doing what? Creating a dynasty that's garbage now? Might as well tear it down and start over." So he already does the lifting. And Yuna gets away with nonsense like that. And so I feel they write very believable characters with the problems that they encountered and the way that they approached it. Yeah, like, Yuna is a mad scientist. He is 100% a Frankenstein mad scientist. He's not strictly evil, though. He just does horrific things in the name of furthering science, because he's like, hey, I don't believe in gods. I believe these immortals, we as mankind have the science, the technology to create this on our own. And so he does, in a very sick way. Yes, it's tragic and he goes too far. He clearly doesn't have boundaries such as ethics or morals. He doesn't question whether he should, he just does it. And so in his pursuit of advancing science to the point of what people thought of was gods, he kind of succeeds. And in a way, you kind of have to respect that, but at the same time, unchecked, yes, that's horrible. Like the spirit cannon. Like that giant spirit cannon, yes, it's a horrible device, and annihilates stuff and leaves terrible fallout. I don't know why the kingdom doesn't realize that, where, hey, every time we fire this, it leaves a horrible swamp of terrible crap. but I guess they don't care because it's other people's kingdoms. But what's the point of conquering a kingdom if most of it's swamp garbage? And it, of course, requires life sacrifices. So to them, it's just the ends justify the means, is the best way I can see it. So he's a very Machiavellian antagonist, and yet because of that, because he's not evil, he's just horribly Machiavellian. I think that's the reason why some people like, hey, he kind of gets what he says he's gonna get done, and other people are like, holy crap, how come he didn't die? Yes. So, would it have been more satisfying to have Yuna killed? Sure. But is it more interesting leaving him alive? Also sure. Person leaving a perfectly good lightsaber here. Oh, it's a bow.
The interloper is more powerful than us.
Lay down your weapons. We must submit.
Okay, game. But you tell me, Paladin, what are your thoughts? This game is one of the better Star Wars games, but this game as an action game still has much to be desired. It still needs a little bit more polish. I don't agree with some of the design choices they made with this game, but as a Star Wars game, you know, it's solid. It makes the universe more interesting. It still does a lot of the same nonsense writing shenanigans. Like, I still find it absolutely hilarious that that the Wookiees are constantly subjugated and just can't catch a break against the Empire. But like people like the Ewoks can totally just, you know, keep the Empire away and at bay. I don't get it.
Turn back, Jedi.
This clearly looks like a boss fight room. Or a giant spider's gonna throw down on me for some reason. Nope, it's one of these guys. Where are you going? Whoa. Okay, so this guy has a death throw. Got it. Good to know. And that rhymed.
Yeah? Let me see.
The Last of Us is actually a recap I plan on doing closer to when the game comes out. Because I feel it's a game that a lot of people are going to want to have the story reminded of them and won't have the luxury of playing it again right before the game comes out. And it is something that does have story elements people are going to want to know and remember. I can say this, though. I am one of those that has a lot of criticisms of that story. It's one of those, though, where, like everything else, whenever I recap something, I never inject my personal opinion on anything. So it's simply whatever others take from it. So people watch the story and they like it, great. If people watch the story and they don't like it, also great. Where am I pulling this? Oh. I don't know if I'll have the patience to platinum this game. Not because I couldn't, because I looked at the platinum list and it's actually very doable. It's just very tedious. And I still want to play Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, which comes out actually in about 2 weeks. I want to do all that before the March Madness hits, and honestly, if that means not doing a platinum until much later, I'm fine with it. So, like you, Paladin, I might come back to this much later, just kind of wrap up everything and get the platinum, but I don't kind of care too much about that. This game, like, it's actually very similar to Episode 9. So here's my takeaway from Episode 9, Paladin. I felt it was an above-average movie. I walked away having fun. I felt it was a pretty fun and focused movie. However, I recognize it has a ton of flaws. A ton of flaws. It's a highly flawed but still fun movie. And that's, you know, still possible.
Unless we have no other choice. Yeah, that figures.
There are two criticisms, though, of Episode 9 I will not accept, though, because that is ridiculous. One of the criticisms is the game has way too many, or not the game, the movie has non-canonical uses of this, that, or the other. Well, here's the funny part about the movies, is that no matter what source you cite, the movies are canon. So whether you like it or not, whatever they do in that movie is now the new canon. You just have to deal with it. You don't have to like it. It can come from absolutely nowhere, but no matter what your argument is, at the end of the day, that movie's canon, so you cannot disagree with that. And it sucks for some of the silly things, but that's simply how it is. The other thing I will never accept as criticism of this movie or any Star Wars film is XYZ Deus Ex Machina happened, and that's way too silly. No. You don't get to say anything's too silly in any of the movies because Ewoks exist. As long as Ewoks in Return of the Jedi helped maintain and overthrow the Empire, you cannot say silly shenanigans. Because that, to me, is still the highlight silly shenanigan. So people can't say, oh, well, that's just too ridiculous to happen. No. Star Wars has a long history of having a lot of silly, stupid things happen. So you cannot say that. You cannot use that as a counter. Other criticisms, such as the direction, the conveniences, the contrivances, the checklist that they so clearly worked off of. Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you. It's 100% like they went down a checklist saying, all right, this thing happens, yes. This thing's what fans want to see, yes. Did we address this thing from Last Jedi? Yes. Did we address this thing from other Last Jedi? Yes. Did we talk about this one plot point I established earlier? Yes. And regardless of how smoothly they put it in there, they injected so many plot points in such a disjointed manner. Transitions were terrible, but they clearly went off a checklist saying, we need to talk about this, we need to talk about this, we need to talk about this. One thing I found was that it was a hilarious play of insanity. I think it's why I ended up liking the movie so much, was because it was literally such a play of insanity. There were so many things that were happening that were just so incredulous that it was happening. One of the characters I thought, I don't love them, but I think it's hilarious that they existed, was Maz. Or is it Maz? I can't remember. Whatever. Maz. I think her name is Maz. Maz's entire point in this film was to narrate the events that are happening to other characters. And I was like, oh my gosh. That's like one of the classic things of anything, of any visual media, where the best storytelling is show, don't tell. Don't don't ever say a character's powerful. Don't have somebody walk up and be like, oh man, that guy over there, he's a real badass. Don't do that. Just show the guy doing badass things. We, the audience, will see him do badass things and realize, wow, this guy's a badass. Don't have two people say they're in love. Just have them be in love and do things that demonstrate they're in love. Don't have people reminisce about, man, remember how we've been friends for like the last 40 years, which is totally not an organic thing to say for friends who've been friends for 40 years. Just have them chum around and be buddy-buddy. I don't even do film theory, and that's just obvious. I just, look at a lot of stories and think like, well, this is obvious. You don't need a degree to point out something that's so blatantly bad storytelling.
The outsider. Lower the bridge.
Alright. Range filth. Nonsense.
I passed by the gate.
On one hand, I respect this game for not pausing the game while I check my map. On the other hand, because you have to check your map for everything in this game, I don't appreciate that. What the? Okay, game. Well, okay, game.
Another step.
Why did that suddenly work? Also, I can't see anything. Camera. Boy, I love being surrounded by these spiders. I never understand why... I don't understand in this game, for example, why if I counterattack somebody, it deals more damage to them than if I just straight up slash them in the same exact way.
I'd say these vines are too creepy for Grease, but he's Grease.
A couple things I did like from the new Star Wars movie, though. I did like... I hate these spiders.
Thanks, PD.
Anyway, one of the things I do like about the Star Wars movie is I do like the usage of the Force powers. I do like that. I was taking a couple bets with my friend about a couple things about the movies. First, one of the things we bet on is, hey, what was Rey's origin? I was 95% on about that. I was so proud of myself. So when the reveal for Rey's origin happened, I was like, I called it, except for this one weird detail. I called it. So I was super happy with myself. The other thing is that I like the evolution of the Force powers. I thought that was really cool, very natural, the way that it built up Kylo and Rey to using that ability that they did. I'm not saying any spoilers, because Nanomaster, I think you haven't seen it yet. But, yeah, overall was a more enjoyable film. One thing, though, that I've criticized, like I criticized over on the Discord, and hey, Rother, if you're not already on the Discord, join the Discord. It's one of the easiest ways to just kind of chum around with other people that also are good folks, good folks, fellow adventurers like you. And is that they're just 3 movies. Episodes 7, 8, and 9 are just 3 movies. It's not a trilogy. You really can't call it a trilogy. If you're calling it a trilogy, it's only to identify that it's those 3. But a trilogy kind of implies that there's continuity and cohesiveness that there doesn't exist in those 3 movies. It's just 3 movies. That's a Force thing. But I'm with you. I gifted myself Disney Plus for this Christmas / birthday for myself, and watched The Mandalorian. I binged it. I watched it with my dad, and both of us really like it. Very positive. It certainly kept me watching episode to episode, and I think one of the things that I appreciate it being is that it's a story that's just simple. You know, it's a focused storytelling. It does what the movies originally did when they were trilogies, which is we have a story that's going to take 8 episodes to tell. I think you could have told it in 6, but you took 8 episodes to tell this story. You didn't just have 8 episodes and then try to figure out a story from it, you know? It's like the previous ones. You had a story and it took 3 movies to tell. That's why you had an arc, you know? You had the trilogy for it. Not you have 3 isolated movies that are all trying to play off each other and come to a grand, I don't know, grand something. If they had a vision, I sure as heck didn't see it. Is there an Obi-Wan series? I know they've been talking about that off and on. Is that still happening?
Another one of those things.
Whew. Gotcha.
This was an arena once. The Night Brothers only respect those with power.
Look at that spider just waiting to pounce on me. That spider's doing nothing in its entire life except waiting to pounce on me. Because that's how the game is designed. Holy shit, that's a lot of zombies. Also, I'm fighting zombies in this Star Wars game. I just want to let you know that, Ruther. Why am I fighting zombies? I don't know.
BD, could use your help here.
Oh, if Ewan McGregor's coming back to do Obi-Wan, I'm watching that. To me, Obi-Wan done by Ewan McGregor, he did that so... that was, without a doubt, the best part of the prequels. I recently rewatched the prequels as well. Man, Episode 2, I thought it had bad writing before, and then rewatching it now, I'm like, wow, that solidified how bad the writing is. Episode 9 is nowhere near as bad as the writing in 2. Because at least with 2, they still had a plan. It was just so poorly written. Oh god, the dialogue is so agonizing to sit through. Agonizing. I feel so bad for these actors and actresses. They're trying the best with this garbage script, and they know it. You can look on their face. I do not blame Hayden Christensen for what he did. I mean, yes, you could argue his performance accolades, but at the same time, that script was doing nobody any favors. Let's be real. Oh my god, that was a first draft script. Lucas just wrote that. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. And just moved on with it. Oh, I don't have to elaborate on that. There have been many years of people elaborating on it. And I'll say this too, in episode 1 and episode 2, this is weird to me, actually, all the episodes. This part is weird to me, and I only realized it now after watching all 3 movies, but every single clone trooper is CGI. I don't understand that. It's a clone trooper. You can have a guy in the armor. You can have the guy who played the clone trooper. be in the armor. He's a clone, so it doesn't matter. You have to recast anybody. But every one of them was CGI. I don't understand that. The easiest thing to do is have a guy in a stormtrooper armor. That's the easiest thing you could do. And you made them all CGI. I don't understand that. It's so weird. And when I'm looking at this, I'm like, they didn't do a single clone trooper live, did they? Not a single one. That's so weird. I don't understand that. They got Jango Fett right there. Just put him in the armor. Just put him in the armor. It's a clone. It's the easiest cop-out. I don't get it. And man, that CGI did not age well. That 1999 CGI, that does not look well. That might have looked good if it was on like the PlayStation 2, which came out a few years later. But oof, that did not hold up well. And on modern day TVs, with all the high-def graphics, or fidelity, it looks so rough. So rough. So I've started watching the Clone Wars TV show, because I've heard much about that. And I think it's alright. I haven't hit any point yet where I love it. I'm not done with it. I've jumped between that and Rebels. And I can say right now, sorry not sorry. Rebels has really bad writing. Granted, I've only, I'm still in like quote-unquote season 1. And I have a Star Wars fanatic friend who's all like, nah, it gets good in season 2. I'm like, I hate that counter-argument. Where you want me to wade through a pile of garbage to get to the good stuff. That's bad. Why should I have to do that? But I'm like, this is a show that's written for dumb children. Sorry, Rebels has such an unlikable cast. Well, not everyone. The old former Jedi guy, he's alright. And the pilot lady's alright too. But everyone else in the entire cast is so insufferable. Rothor, I don't know if you can defend that. I will permit you to try. I'm open-minded, but oof. I don't know if you're going to back up my friends saying Season 2 gets better. But all I can say is that this Season 1 is, the writing is so bad. It's written for dumb children. It's written to sell toys. Clone Wars, I think you just have to get past the art style, which is fine, because just like any cartoon, it's just an artistic choice. And that part does not bother me. It's just, I like how they're continuing a lot of the stories. Especially, again, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I just think and this is not a criticism, this is just a fun little nitpick, is that the voice actors they chose to get the roles for Obi-Wan and Anakin, they are really, really trying to sound like them, which is their job. But the problem is you kind of notice that they're trying to sound like it. Like, it doesn't sound like their natural voices. It sounds like me attempting to imitate Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know I don't sound like Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor. But if I did an impression of him, you know it would be me trying to sound like this other person. And it kind of sounds like that. I feel as it goes on, you don't notice it because, you just get more used to it because you hear it more often. But there are times, especially during action scenes, where they're doing their ha, hiya, Anakin, where you really hear their natural voice come out and not their acted voice. Yeah, the character of Ahsoka Tano is interesting. I can see why there's a lot of love and respect for her. I haven't gotten to that point of Rebels where she comes in, but I hear that's the good part. Which, to me, is always rough when you have to lean on the old guard to become the good part. Well, that's always a dangerous gambit. But, in Clone Wars, her being the spunky young Padawan to Anakin, who's not, really a master, but is still taking her on as an apprentice for all intents and purposes. It's alright.
Yep, there you go.
They're certainly writing her as an original character with a good amount of character development and a lot of emotion. She emotes a lot. She emotes more than any other character. And they do it on her face. They put a lot of attention to her face. This is just my criticism of somebody watching us for the first time in 2020. And yes, she emotes a lot. And that's okay, because a lot of other characters don't emote very much. Take a look at that next time. Like, Anakin just like, I'm scowling in different ways, and sometimes I say something witty or snarky. And Obi-Wan has, again, very muted reactions. That passive monk Jedi upbringing, I suppose. And same thing for the rest of them, even the bad guys. they're all just like, I'm gonna leer in different ways. But, why does that rock pivot? That's so weird. But Ahsoka, she's like, I'm gonna emote for everyone else on this show. And it's a very interesting thing. Yeah, the voice actress for her does a good job. That's definitely not no shade on her. She does a good job. Damn it. Wasn't fast enough. Yeah, I see the rock pivoting there, but I'm trying to get it to force stay there in place. You can't use your force powers when you're on the item you're trying to force push. Oh, that is just enough time. It's funny, when you try to speed climb, it's slower than natural climbing. That's very weird. Only Cal can do such mysterious, feats of... Well, that's a big owl. That thing looks like a giant leathery owl bat.
Jedi! Brothers, aid me!
This camera is so bad. I hate the camera in this game. Have I said that enough times yet?
Defeat our might.
Because I'm gonna keep saying it till, you know, it ends up not being true.
Died with honor. He's almost dead. Where is your skill? You will kill no more of my brothers.
Man, I love when they could just combo infinitely. It's so good. I love it when that happens. Ah, I think that's my first combo kill of that. Ugh. Alright, so do I jump down there and get the force thing? Or do I continue down there where the path wants me to? If I go over there, is there a way to get back up? It may not be worth it just for the XP.
I hear you, BD.
Combat is ironically the least enjoyable part of this game, and it's so weird because when you think like you're quote-unquote be the Jedi, you think it'd be all about, oh sweet, let me develop and master my usage of the Force, and maybe if I want to be more warrior-oriented, I can learn more lightsaber finesse and tactics. Nope. You have to blunder your way through the lightsaber stuff in here, and it's so inconsistent. One of my biggest criticisms, Rother, because I played all of the Souls games. I've actually played From Software games since before they made Souls. I used to be a big Armored Core fan. And then they made then they made Demon Souls, and they never stopped milking that cow, which always annoys me. But I played all the Souls games, and they have slowly refined that formula. Alright, so it's 2019, you see a good example of that, you attempt to emulate that, and you do an okay job of aping it. Because you have a lot of the good parts, but you have more of the bad parts. And the problem is there's more of the bad parts that they don't refine. And that's a shame.
There is no place for you here.
So then you know what I'm talking about then.
I'm certain they are no match for your power.
Because in my opinion, From Software's best Souls game is Bloodborne. They have done no better than that. It is so tight, so responsive. The playing field is even, and that's the part I love about that. Yes, enemies can stunlock you, but you can also stunlock enemies. Everybody's fair. Yes, they're aggressive to you, but you can be aggressive back and gain back your health that way. I love that. The core concept of Souls-like, though, isn't necessarily like rocket science. It's just about being a much more precise combat system. But to me, and this is where, and you can have your opinion too, Sekiro failed dramatically, is that Sekiro demands precision when it itself is such an imprecise game. And that to me was why it was such a big step backwards. That's another reason why I hate Sekiro so much. I platinumed Sekiro, so it's not that I wasn't any quote-unquote good at it. I hate it when people are like, oh, you just don't like it because you're not good at it. It's like, no, I platinumed it, so I definitely know how to play the game. Usually more than people that are criticizing it. That game just has so many problems that I cannot agree with, and I'm just flabbergasted. Like, you made a better game. Why is this follow-up one so much worse? I will never understand that. I should probably heal up. Since this is clearly looking to be... Anytime there's a quest marker, there's very clearly going to be... Like, man, I wonder if there's going to be a giant boss fight here. Man, this game is super subtle about that sort of stuff. Oh, there's a save point there. Okay, good. I was about to walk back to a save point. Oh, and Rother, let me tell you this. It's funny because your name's Paladin. I wonder if that's how the build you went. Rother, I played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 as nothing but a sorcerer. Nothing but a sorcerer. So all these people running around with, like, double-handers and, you know, sword and board and heavy armor. Nope, I walked around with nothing but naked clothes. Sometimes I had a shield and nothing but a staff, baby. Casting sorcery left, right, and center. So all these people that talk about, oh man, you die in like 1 or 2 hits. I'm like, that's my entire life. Iframes were my bread and butter. All I can do was up my dexterity to where I could cast fast enough between the windows of fighting people. And fighting as a pure caster, let me tell you what, was a very unique experience. And what I love, and that's what I love about the Souls games, is that it affords you the opportunity to play how you want, and it doesn't punish you for it. However, I have to say, and it's funny because my perception of each of the Souls games is how much they've treated sorcery. A lot of people crap on Dark Souls 2. I actually really liked Dark Souls 2 because sorcery was still pretty good there. And I disliked Dark Souls 3 because it forced me to stop being a sorcerer. They hit sorcery with such a nerf stick in Dark Souls 3. I absolutely recognize it as being one of the best balanced of all of them. I'm not going to argue that. But when it comes to best balancing, they absolutely trashed sorcery. Sorcery is such trash in Dark Souls 3. I was shocked. It broke my heart. I had to become a pyromancer like everyone else. I hated that. Like, I can't be a mage? I don't get it. That was so annoying. Dark Souls 2 had too good magic for everyone else that wasn't sorcerer, because you see everybody just throwing those lightning spears over and over and over, because they lowered the requirements to where, and also it shot forever and had perfect accuracy. It was such a low cost. And hexes have just been stupid powerful. Of course, pyromancy's been good in all of them. That's no secret. But man, I love Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, because sorcery was admittedly too good. But I loved it for that reason, because I could be a sorcerer, I could be a pure mage, and that was a viable build. I loved that. It rewarded you for playing how you wanted. Unlike this game, and unlike Sekiro, which are very constraining, but pretend that they afford you a lot of opportunities.
It might be dangerous.
Man, I sure hope a cutscene doesn't happen and a really big boss comes out. Or a whole bunch of zombies come out. Ow. Ow. Also, Cal is the slowest Jedi on the planet. Like, it takes him so long to use his damn force powers. Also, this is the thing I hate about the camera. So you see how the camera centers around the center of the beast? I can't target his wings. Ouch.
PD, I need help.
I can't target the wings because it wants... Okay, I have to switch camera to the wings. That's really stupid. What am I supposed to do there? I used all three of my force powers, and none of them worked. Oof.
Need an assist.
Yeah, it's weird that in this combat game, combat's like the least appealing thing here. Oh, man, don't you love cameras that don't track the enemy it's supposed to track? I love that. I love that. I love when the camera just doesn't do anything. I love it. I don't love it, by the way. I hate the camera in this game so much. Man, this camera is the world's slowest camera. Okay, game. What? That was like the...
I need a stim, PD.
Ah, ridiculous. Okay. Good fight, I guess.
I think it's gone.
That was not a good fight. Yeah, like, it's... One thing I like is that each of the force powers is specifically assigned to a button. So when you press that button, Cal will do the force power. That part's cool. I like that direct access. I don't need to do any nonsense such as a weapon wheel. You know? I would hate that. However, I only have those force powers. There's nothing else. You can get away with, oh, Cal was never fully trained, so he only knows these basic shenanigans. Sure, okay, I guess that's true. That it's never stopped other people from evolving their force powers who have not been formally trained by a Jedi Master. Cite and source the very absolutely canon episodes 7, 8, and 9. That's never stopped him from having new and unusual, interesting powers. So the fact that we can't evolve it, like, he's going through these different experiences, and if he's in tune with the Force, shouldn't he just let the Force guide him to new and unique experiences? That gives him, if anything, more creative opportunities to be a little bit more liberal. Like, hey, Cal is able to do this sort of stuff, and because he doesn't have formal Jedi training, he doesn't have these weird limitations on what he should and shouldn't do for these powers. They could have done that, but no, they're like, no, all you can do is slightly freeze people and then push and pull things sometimes. Okay, cool. And hey, remember, your lightsaber is a tool for peace, but we're gonna have you bust it out every time, all the time. Use your lightsaber on everything. If it moves, slice it. If it doesn't move, slice it anyway. If it sounds like I don't like this game, that's not true. There's fun to be had, but there's a lot of stuff that's dumb. I now have climbing gloves. This game really wants to be Metroid meets Dark Souls. And there are aspects of both that it does well, but then very curious things it doesn't do. Like I said, you copy so many things from the overall connection and traversal of Dark Souls, but you don't want to do fast travel, especially for how inconvenient this game is. Oops. Oh, good thing I take no fall damage because of the Force, I guess. Also, one thing that's weird, and Sekiro did this as well, why do I have to press a button to confirm that I'm climbing? Or ledge grabbing? Why do I need to do that? I'm obviously jumping towards this wall. Why would I not jump towards this? When would I want to jump towards a ledge and not want to grab it? Like, that makes no sense. I never understand that. I think it's funny that ever since Tomb Raider did this, the whole sliding and shimmying through a long section to disguise a load time in the next area, everybody did it. It's not a bad way, to be honest. It's a lot better than a boring loading screen, but I just think it's funny.
The strongest Night Brothers faced a rite of passage by venturing into the lair of this creature.
I'll tell you who did other load screens very smart. Mass Effect 1. Taking the elevator in the Citadel, yes, it was super long, but you had some of the game's best banter and conversation between characters that way. It almost made the elevator load times a joy. And how many times can you say that? Again, props to the expert writing of old school BioWare. I do remember Mirror's Edge, but I don't remember long load times, or maybe there was. I think, wasn't the load time just you watching Faith's face or something? I don't remember there being anything profound or interesting. No, there was a thing to do over here. Alright, well, I didn't do it.
Stay low, buddy. Don't let it hit you.
Okay. Okay, game. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? A rock didn't hit me. The guy didn't, Oh, so I have to use slow on him. Okay, sure, I guess. It if the solution is to use slow while you're climbing, I'm going to be mad because up until this point of the game, it's been established you cannot use your force powers while climbing. And if you can suddenly use your force powers while climbing because of this silly section, I'm going to be a little bit mad. That better not be the solution. Oh my gosh. So your climbing has to be perfect. Alright, thanks for hanging out, Rother. It was good talking to you. You sound really cool. I know the streams on Sunday for Sunday Squad, as we like to call it, they can go pretty late depending on what time zone you're in. I forgot to ask, where are you hailing from, by the way? If you don't mind sharing that. But, Tuesday, or actually now Wednesday, because my work schedule changed. Wednesday, okay, Michigan, okay. So yeah, it's getting pretty late for you. I'm actually East Coast myself. But, yeah, try catching us on Wednesday, because I stream twice a week. And on Wednesday, it's usually 7 o'clock my time, which I think puts it at 6 o'clock your time. But yeah, hopefully you see that there. I'd like to talk to you a little bit more. If not, see you on the Discord, see you in the comments, and good meeting you. By the way, I'm not actually doing any of this. This is a cutscene. The game has established that I'm not good enough to do any of this. Okay, now I'm in control. Oh, missed it.
Here we go again.
Oh, in that case, is it? Is Michigan Eastern Standard Time? Oh, okay, well, if that's the case, then silly me. I realize this is supposed to be epic. I have literally no emotions going on right now. And part of me, of what impacts this scene, is that the music is trying so hard to stress emotion. And it isn't.
I don't know how we're gonna get down from this. It's a long drop. Jump again. Okay, I trust you.
Hey, welcome in, Dark. Do we get XP for that? Yeah, I do. Wow, that only gives me up to half a bar. Amazing.
You okay? Yeah, I'm great. Wish I could say the same for this creature, though.
It sure was nice of that creature to resupply my stim packs. Thank you. This is Monster Hunter, I'd harvest it for parts. Yeah, Monster Hunter did a ton of things right. And you know what also that included? It included responsive controls. A staple of any proper action game. Even Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry, if you weren't comboing properly, it's simply because you weren't doing it properly. It had nothing to do with anything else. It had responsive controls. I love that about Devil May Cry. The gameplay of Devil May Cry was so good. Is so good. 5 did a great job. That's, again, part of the criticism I have is if you're going to... Whoa. Derp.
Sight of him. You don't have real power. Solid blow.
Worst thing you could do is get in a corner with anything in this game. What? Did you see him just phase through my lightsaber?
Die, interloper.
Try me, Jedi.
Fuck.
Now, BD.
Alright, so I'm learning from these guys that you actually don't want to parry them. You want to dodge them and then counter in their window. So, I guess that's what the game was trying to tell me by the fact that, hey, you notice how you're, like, not able to do any of the proper combat stuff? Well, the reason is because of this. I'm like, oh, so I thought it was just because you were bad design. No. Everything is perfect. Like, so you say. Still seems pretty shitty, but alright.
That's the bridge into their village. I doubt they expected us to come back. Still, there's gotta be a stealthier way in.
I can't just... And that's the thing, like, this right here. So, if this was an actual good game, a good game would be like... Alright, enjoy dark. Try not to die too fast. There's nothing special about any of this. This is just wood. Is there any reason why my lightsaber is not cutting through this, other than that the game designers want me to actually arbitrarily do this long, roundabout bullshit way of entering? There isn't. And that's what I don't like. That's that cognitive dissonance crap. Where I'm like, hey, I should be able to just break this door with my lightsaber. See, that's the problem with having a lightsaber game, is that you need to design around the fact that you have a lightsaber. A thing that could cut almost damn near anything in this world. Is there a reason I can't cut this rock? Is there a reason? No, there isn't. Other than the game designers are too damn lazy for it.
rest of the
Yeah,
animal
KOTOR
world
wasn't
that you
afraid
see
to
when
be
I
like,
put the bridge
hey, you got a
down.
lightsaber.
Just
You're
wanted
gonna
to
do the
see
things
what was
lightsabers can do.
like you and the
Hey,
cargo
cool. Like an actual game. This game's like, you got a lightsaber, but we, for the interest of challenge, we just, you know, wanted to make sure you had more platforming stuff. I'm like, that's stupid. There's no real reason, unless there's like ray shielded doors, that I can't lightsaber my way through it. Again, it's just bad game design. It's just fucking lazy. God.
BD?
And why there's so many Imperial chests that just have ponchos here?
What you got there?
God, I was just taking a guess that was gonna be a poncho. But of course it'd be a poncho.
We have sacrificed too many. He's too dangerous. We should kill him.
No, we take him to Brother Viscus.
You jump in there. Yes. Let's take a look.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Doing all right, BD? Good to hear.
I didn't mean to press and waste that stim pack. Well, I wasted it. No point in complaining about spilt milk. But yeah. Made a new friend today. Oh, that's our dark left already. But yeah, you know, Paladin seemed pretty cool. I look forward to hopefully hanging out, expanding the ranks of the Wednesday watch, hopefully, because Michigan is pretty cold at this time of year, I imagine. Okay, game. Oh, well, that's good news. Hopefully I didn't turn them off from playing this game. I know that I'm very pessimistic, I guess, is the politest way of saying it, when I play a lot of games. And that's only because I have, I don't want to say high standards, but I've seen standards other games have made, and so when I play yet other games, I'm like, this isn't doing it as well as this, that, or the other. I'd actually almost rather be playing the Control, because some of the Control new DLC came out. I'm like, I had a lot of fun with Control. I would like to go back to Supernatural FBI agent Jesse Faden. What am I doing here? Like, I don't want to fight all these guys. I really don't. I guess I gotta jump down there.
He is too far. I'm after him. He's running away. Get back here. Yes. Cannot hide your weakness. We have to stop this Jedi.
What the fuck? Why does that do that? Okay, okay, game. Okay, game. Okay, game. Legitimate gripe. Whoa, that's weird. Why did that work?
Get the outsider. Try me, Jedi.
Why are they able to counter my counter moves, but I can't counter their moves? See, I'm so pissed at this. I counter, and they counter my counter, but I can't counter their counter to my counter. What the fuck is the point of putting a counter? I don't... The combat system in this game is so bad, I swear. And the whole thing is, oh, we'll just get better at it. Okay, well, it's sloppy. I don't care how you try to defend. This game is sloppy. Sloppy-ass controls. Because I can cite 5 games that do this combat system better. And they're not all Souls games. There's so many other action games to pull from. Why do you make this so sloppy? Why is Cal so slow? Why can't I use my force powers like a goddamn Jedi? Why do I have to be slow on that? Why does every fucking thing on the planet stun him? But nothing stuns any enemy ever. See? I can't fucking force stall him. See? Everybody's faster than fucking... Oh my god. This camera. This camera. Why do enemies sometimes die in 2 swipes, and other times I have to fucking wail on them? Ugh. Yeah, Breath of the Wild didn't have sloppy-ass controls, that's for sure.
BD.
This game makes the enemies faster and hit harder than you because it has bad AI. I can tell you why. It's the same reason for Sekiro. Like, the enemies have bad AI, so it uses RNG to mix things up and confuse you. In this game, the game has bad AI, so they make them hit harder and act faster than you. And there's nothing you can do about that. You gotta come and get me? I saw that. A sneaky attack there.
He shakes in fear. For the Jedi sins.
See that shit? See that shit right there? That little attack right there that does so much damage to my health? You can't block it, and apparently you can't dodge it. I don't understand that attack. And because I don't understand the attack, you didn't convey it properly. Because in this game, you have only 2 attack options. Dodge, block. And if you can block it, you can probably parry it. And if you don't let me do either, I'm confused. So you're not doing a good job giving me tools to help me succeed in combat, Jedi. Fuck. This makes me so salty because of the bad game design with this. And then you have shit like this. You have purposely annoying enemy placement that just spam range attacks because they know you gotta go through this checkpoint. Because why not? We don't feel like making actually difficult enemies. And see what the spiders do? Where they just want to be right outside your lightsaber range. Because the game designers knew, hey, you know what'd be really annoying? If the enemies kept backing up faster than you could swing, right outside your attack range. And then just kept pelting you with really damaging attacks. Man, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? But you feel like such a badass for beating them. No, I don't. I feel really goddamn annoyed. Because this feels tedious. I feel annoyed that I have to go through fucking wooden puzzles and I can't just slash him with my lightsaber. Because apparently this wood is lightsaber resistant. No, it's not. This is just fucking bad environment design. The more I play this game, the more I realize why it wasn't nominated for Best Action Game of the Year. I think the editors knew. Granted, I say that, but they voted for Sekiro Game of the Year. I'm not giving them that. But, this shit. Yeah, it's like, we're gonna give you no ranged options. A ton of enemies have tons of ranged attacks. And, you know, for somebody who quote-unquote wants to pretend that they're not a Jedi, the fact that you don't have a blaster is weird. In this dangerous universe, you're telling me Cal Kestis, a man on the run, a man who needs to hide his identity, doesn't have a blaster. But, you know, always has his lightsaber on him. Are you freaking joking me right now? Oh my god. And also, why can't I climb that? It's very obviously stairs, and the game doesn't want me to climb it because the game is dumb. I swear this game. Platforming like that's annoying. It's like, let's make stuff on the very edge of what you can jump to. Man, you know what I love? I love having enemies that stay there for the express purpose of just being a pain in the ass. Fuck, I dodged that. See how fast their guard is? It's ridiculous. Why can't I block that? Fuck. Ugh. I hate this. I don't understand why this game does so much well and does so much poorly. I don't understand that. Oh, shit like that I love too. Because you know what's cool? Shooting people from really, really far off camera. That's good game design. We need more of that. This game just does so much to piss me off. And I know it does it deliberately because it views it for the sake of challenge. Like, man, you know what we need to do? We need to pelt them and have guys waiting around all the blind spots to get a free hit on them. Yeah, you got your free hit. Aren't you clever? Aren't you clever? I'm not platinuming this game. I wanted to 100% this game, but out of sheer disgust of dealing with it, I'm not going to let it have the pleasure. This game does too much to piss me off.
We witnessed a ship crash in the swamps.
I'm tired of these stupid environments, too. My friend pointed out one thing that really annoys him too about this game, and I 100% agree. The environments in here are just arbitrary bullshit. Because nobody has stairs or ramps to go everywhere. Cal has to fucking take the long-ass path, jump over these pits, climb these ropes, wall run these things, just to get from point A to point B. Where are the stairs and ramps that everyone else uses to get everywhere? This world is so unbelievably arbitrarily dumb. It's not an organic environment. It's an environment specifically designed to make Cal take the long way around and use powers in very flaky ways. I'm like, that's 100% true. When I stopped and thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that's 100% true. These environments are just inorganic nonsense. It's just literally nonsense. This isn't what these guys use to live here. This is supposed to be their village. It's not a village. It's an arbitrary obstacle course just for Cal. It makes no sense.
Cal, have you found the tomb?
Close, but got a little sidetracked.
Grease is acting strange. He swears he saw someone outside the mantis. Dathomir's getting to him.
Pretty sure that's who he is.
Are you alright?
I'm not seeing things, so yes? I'm coming out of a Night Brother village now. Hoping to get back on track.
Sounds like you're handling yourself.
Yeah, BD and I got this.
And are you telling me they had to traverse by shimmying through these arbitrary, thin, just big enough size for me constructs? What's the point of these walls? I love doors that you use the force on them from one way, they don't work. You use the force on them from another way, they magically work. Because why do enemies respawn? You know, because Dark Souls did it. That's not good enough, Star Wars. That's not good enough. Dark Souls had a reason why their enemies respawned. But you don't, so you don't get to use that same bullshit. Actually, I don't know if I want to spend my other points now. See, investing in all these force powers makes me, like, disgusted because I'd be throwing away skill points on enemies that it doesn't work on. Like, the force powers that the enemies work on are the stormtroopers that die in one hit anyway. Force powers don't work on most animals, and they don't work on the enemies that are actually worth a damn. So what's the point of this? This is such an arbitrary tree. It's so contrived. They want to make you feel like you're upgrading and growing stronger, but you're not. You're adding something to a tool set that's essentially useless. Man, I can't wait to be done with this game. When we're done with this game and we roll credits, I'm not playing any more of it. This game has wasted, like, so much of my time, I feel. Yeah, I mean, Breath of the Wild did justify respawning enemies. They're like, hey, the Blood Moon is cursed and it brings back these most recently animated enemies. I'm like, that's fine. That's a perfectly good... At least you explained it. What does this game do? Actually, we can go back to the Mantis now. I kind of want to do what I said I was going to do and check out other stim pack locations. Let's check that out real fast. Damn, there's 7 of these things and I've been running around with just 3? Good lord. There are 10 in this game, and I've been running around with 3. If anything, I've been playing this game harder than I have to. Yeah, I really wonder how I've been missing all of these chests. Like, all of these upgrades. How have I been missing so many? Okay, so let me take a quick break, get some water, and we're going to do some backtracking and get some health. Because I feel like I'm long overdue for it. You know what also sucks is that, you know, this is... For as much as this map clearly puts effort into itself for being a good 3D map, you can't mark it. Like, why can't I mark this map? I feel it's so arbitrary. This map doesn't want to let me mark it. I don't know why. Oh, that's right. I forgot this game's bullshit. Wait, hold on.
Try me, Jedi.
Didn't I go this way? Back to the ship?
He's running away.
Yeah.
Get the outsider. We're up to me. All out.
It takes so long to get anywhere in this game. Why? Because it feels like it's better for it. I feel like half this game I've just been checking the map and just running around trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B.
On the ship, indoors, I got walls, I got Jedi, I'm fine. Yeah. Hey, Cal, you and her. Is
No.
everything all right?
Hang on.
Alright, let's see. We're not going to assume anything either. So, man, this guide isn't very well done. Because I don't want to keep jumping from planet to planet. It's like, go back to Bogano, then Zepho, then Bogano, then Zepho, then Kashyyyk, then Zepho. It's like, why can't I just do all the ones with Zepho? Just tell me when I have all the abilities. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Bogano.
Headed to Bogano. I've been through some stuff in my time, but I've never faced death more than with you two on this trip.
Better to face death than to have death face you.
Of course you would say that, whatever it means. You
How come I can't plant the seed I just got?
something when you die. So what are you?
Oh, there it is.
Hey kid, nice one on the seed collecting, but the terrarium's still got plenty of room. You know, get out there and get me some seeds.
Sure, Grease. Whatever you say.
Alright, we're gonna pause right there. I'm gonna get some water. I'm a little parched after complaining so much about this game. Try not to be a negative Nancy, but this game gives me a lot of ammo. Okay, and we're back. Actually, it looks like you're back too. How's it going, Dark? I feel like after getting up, walking around a little bit, stretching legs, getting some water, I feel a little bit more calmed down now.
Sit down, kid. It's time to land.
This game still does a lot of nonsense, though, that I'm not too pleased with. It feels so rough, too, because I always feel like this game started off, like, on an okay foot. It never has wowed me once. It's never wowed me once. Okay, let's see if I can figure out where this guide wants me to go. Because that's the other hard part, is having somebody try to tell you where a map is. Let's see.
Hey, kid.
Where is this thing? Oh, here it is. Alright, so I need to go over here. I think that's where I'm going. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going. Okay. Alright, it doesn't look like there's a fast way to anywhere around here, though.
Hey,
Shut
kid.
up.
How many of the creatures out there actually eat little Aterons like me?
Hang on.
Actually, out of sheer curiosity, because there might be force upgrades as well.
We'll find you a home.
Boggling companion acquired? Okay.
This is the same kind of sphere and socket from Zepho. What do you think it does?
Okay, well I gained an animal buddy that does nothing. Alright. Alright. And what do I get? Oh. A gold box. Wow.
Never thought I'd be so happy to see a crate.
There we go.
It fits. Thank you, BD.
Stimpack, baby. Actually, that wasn't the one I was here to get. But, I'll take it. Let's see. I still need to go to that first part. I just did that puzzle because I wanted to. I guess we can gain little animal companions. I have no idea which ones you can get, though. so I need to go over there. I can't help but feel like this goes somewhere. Let's try the direct path, see if it does anything. If not, then we'll take the scenic path like the game probably wants me to do. It sucks that we have climbing gloves. I don't think we climbed any faster. Oh, there it is. Yeah, sweet.
Have I mentioned to you how awesome this is? Because you're pretty great.
Okay.
Whoever owned this bag brought it from Coruscant. They were frustrated with the Jedi
Yeah, I
Council.
can't blame them. The Jedi seem to specialize in frustration. Alright, so before we leave, is there anything else in Pagano? We did the puzzle thing. No. Okay. So there's nothing else on Pagano. I am morbidly curious, though, about some of these secrets, because you do get more health, and we do need those Jedi Force points, too, to increase our Force powers. But I don't necessarily want to do a loop around this entire... I'll do a loop after, you know, in between. I'll do it off camera. I'll do a quick loop around everywhere. I'm just here to get some stim packs, man. Okay, okay, game. Also, what was the camera doing just there? Like, hey, you really want to zoom in on this random lizard on the ground? No, I don't, game. Okay, well, I kind of want to, so we're going to look at that. Stop that, game. Okay, next we're going to... Zepho.
Let's see what's out there.
On our way to Zepho. Must be hard watching all your friends get gunned down. I mean, you know, purged or whatever. What? It helps to talk about it, right? No?
Yes, It was difficult, but you must cope, not forget. We must remember the mistakes of the past and change things going forward to make sure they never happen again.
Sounds like you're not too sure everything is gonna work out.
I'm not.
I think I've gotten this next one. I think this is the only other one that I found.
We all have.
But we're gonna double check because we never want to assume.
All right, we're here. Get in your chair.
Oh, sorry, I didn't check your message, Animaster. I was on another page checking out stuff. The game said you could use the holotable to enter the crumbled ruins? Really? Are you sure that wasn't just the objective?
Hey, wasn't there a gigantic crashed ship on Zepho? Think there's any good loot in that thing?
Because, yeah, like, you can view the map, but I don't think you can fast travel anywhere. Yeah, see, there's no aspect to fast travel. It just shows you a map. Yeah, I see where it says, enter the crumbled ruins, use the holotable on the Mantis. It just wants you to... It's just reminding you what the objective is, and it's telling you travel using the holotable on the Mantis, but you can't fast travel anywhere. You can only go to that planet. You still have to start over from scratch. Because of course you do. I wish this game had fast travel, trust me. Okay, let's see. God, this map is so ridiculously atrocious. Where on earth is this? Oh, this is over here, isn't it? Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been over here, but let's check real fast. Yeah, according to this, it's like right here. So I guess we have to enter using the ice caves. Because I don't see any other way across. Yeah. Alright.
Stormtroopers here either. Must have cleared out to search for the tomb.
That's good for us, but the cave will be crawling with them. I'll do what I can to monitor their movements.
Something about this doesn't feel right. The Empire doesn't give up ground.
I know.
They speak so dramatically, but the gameplay really doesn't reflect that.
You too.
Stupid fucking game. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is the only other one that I've gotten. Yeah, I'm almost entirely positive. Yep. Alright, so I've already been here. This is the only other one that I've ever found naturally. Alright, cool. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so Imperial Dig Site. Alright, go to the area with the multiple zip lines. I hate going... Like, this whole thing, I look at this... This does not look fun. I don't look excited, like, oh boy, I can't wait to go through this area. I look at this is a chore. This is a chore to go through. This map is not fun to run through. This is a chore. I think that's Imperial Dig Site right there. There it is, yeah. So this is Imperial Dig Site. Where am I again? God, I hate this. And what sucks about this map is you can't use the right stick to look around. You can only rotate it left or right. That is so annoying. Alright. This map has so many problems. Alright, so I need to get from here... to there. Damn, is it even worth it? I mean, for a stim pack, it kind of is. Ugh. Alright, let's find out what the best way of getting here is. Alright, so there. Running through there, I guess. That's the outside part. God, there's just no fast way to get anywhere in this damn world. That's like the other side of the whole goddamn map. God, this game is so annoying. Why is nowhere fun in this game to get to? Because I guess I need to go back here, go over here, take this elevator down, run across these stupid gears, take the elevator up, run all the way up here, outside, scoot around, go in the derelict freighter, take the elevator down again to go over here. And then to leave, I have to go back and do that again. Oh my god, this game. Oh, actually, I just now noticed in the bottom, it tells you how many secrets you've uncovered. So that kind of tells you, like, where the secret force things are. But this map is otherwise so stupid that it's just not fun to go through. Like, this is a game where the platforming is not only not very good, it's not fun to run through this world, and the combat is best avoided. Like, what am I doing in this game that's fun? if it's running and fighting, and I don't like running, and I don't like fighting, what on earth am I doing in this game? Oh my god. And the thing is, like, I keep telling myself, like, it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. But it's just, it's a boring game. And I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like it just does everything painfully average. Oh, fucking rocket trooper. Idiot tried to blow himself up. Alright. Alright, well, I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to go that way. Oh, actually, wait. This is a different way here. Okay, I might be able to go to the Imperial dig site using these ropes instead. Let's try that. Why can I not force pull these damn things? Oh my god, this game. This effing game wants me to do this crap. Well, hey, there's the, That's not the one I was looking for, but I'll take it. Well, thank you very much, Dark. That's very sweet of you to say. How funny that this is the second time that when trying to find the other stim pack, I run across the other stim pack.
And there we go.
Like, if this game rewarded exploration or had more intuitive environments like, say, Metroid did, then not only would I have fun going back to those environments, but it'd be very quick with the abilities gained from it that the environments themselves would be so big. They'd also be interconnected in much more logical ways. There'd be a lot more junction points. You wouldn't have long sections of BS to go through that you have to go through. You wouldn't do that. Alright, well, this is the Imperial dig site. Let's see where I'm supposed to go. I need to go to... What is this white bench? Oh, that's a workbench, isn't it? Yeah. I believe I need to go up to here? No, that's not right. Alright, so I haven't gone there yet, apparently. Apparently this connects somewhere. So I need to go to where this workbench is. Okay. parry system in this game is so slow. Like, I'm parrying, but you have to parry so early in this game. So early, it throws me off.
Mind helping me out?
And like, why do I have to parry so early? Because Cal's so slow. But that's not my problem. But the game makes it my problem. Ugh. I don't like the timing in this game. It's so unintuitive. Cal's slow, so you have to parry early. It's so stupid.
I need a second.
Everyone in this world is faster than Cal, and I never understand that. I don't understand why Cal's the slowest person in this world.
Help me, BD.
And again, I really cannot stand that lightsabers are weak as shit. Cannot stand that. Alright, so where am I supposed to go after this? Where am I supposed to go? I'm genuinely confused. This person's description is not very good. So go to the upper meditation point, but you want to dodge out of the zip line. Back towards the upper meditation point. Okay, well, I'm in the upper meditation point right now. Dodge out to land on the platform in the middle. What? I don't see anywhere you can land. What the hell are you on? I see that platform over there, but I can't get there. I actually don't know how I'm supposed to get there. Because I believe that's the platform I need to get on. In fact, I'm positive at this point. How the hell do I get up there? Let me consult a different guide that has better descriptions. This one's not very good. Alright, here we go. Here's a video. Thank God. Alright, jump up there. Land on that. Oh, okay. Oh, that's very... Oh, that's tricky. Okay. Okay. That's simple, but that's also very devious. Because, alright, I want you to look at something real fast. Look how there's no marking of an external force push area. Just take a note of that.
Jedi is here. Loud and clear. He's moving. I should move back. Smash him. We're winning this. He's mine. Touching again?
Also, fuck this. Let me fucking... God, heal. I'm blocking. This is fucking annoying.
He's hurt. Let's end it.
Fuck this. Fuck.
He keeps slipping away. We can catch him still. I think I'm done.
I can't believe that took 3 stim canisters. I'm so over this combat system. I have so little fun with this at this point. Okay, game. That's not what I want to do. Shit, and the game's gonna make me be over here. Because this is, again, what I hate about this damn camera. You have to mid-break off, I guess dodge early or something, off this platform in order to land on that platform. That's really, really freaking annoying. And of course, you gotta get it right the first try. Because if you don't, you gotta do it the long way around. Because everyone knows, you know what's fun? Repeating stupid jumps. Because the game doesn't let you freaking aim where you want to. Ugh. You are better off dying, because that way at least you get a chance to go here.
I owe you one.
Oof, that was luck. Check this out. Man, was this anywhere on my goddamn map? See, it is now that I'm right in front of it, but it wasn't before. So how would I have known? How would I have known?
Captain, I think we found a way in.
Oh, I'm so mad at this game sometimes.
Looks like he may have found a way into the tomb. You're a lifesaver. You know that? Looking good, buddy.
Oh man. The next one's all the way in Kashyyyk in like the freaking swamp area that I hate. Alright, well now to make our way back to the very beginning. What is the fastest way of getting back there? Might be the way I came. In fact, I'm almost positive it's the way I came through the ice caves. So if I go back here, that spits out there, which goes over here. Nope, nope, still slower. This game is such bullshit. Why can't I just... Oh, can I fast travel to planets from wherever I am? Or can I just view it? Nope, I gotta go back to the goddamn Mantis. I can't go back to the ship. I swear this game is so... This game has such annoying backtracking. It's not fun. The backtracking in this game is not fun. This map is so confusing as fuck, too. Good lord. That's weird that the enemies didn't respawn there. Wait, hold on. Am I going the right way? Shit. Alright, so go across here, up there, through there. Yeah, okay, I am. I am. Okay, game. I swear Battlefront 2 treated Jedi with more respect than this game.
Hey, BD, what's this? Okay, BD, what is it?
I think I need to go to this elevator to go back up. Yeah, so that's the elevator I need to go to. Should I get to by doing where? Alright, I can run around this way. Okay, good. Okay, game. Get your free hit. Get your free hit. Everything in this game just arbitrarily wants to kill Cal. Because why wouldn't it?
One hit and you're gonna
Okay. Look at that homing rocket. Amazing. That goat followed me all the way here. Because why wouldn't it? Man, this game.
Back to normal.
We're gonna call it after this, because not only am I just getting frustrated at this game, and it's not even frustrated that's something I can't beat, I'm frustrated because this is borderline, it's boring to the point where I feel it's a chore. I feel playing this game as a chore. I'm only beating it because I hate leaving things incomplete, because it's not that I can't beat this. It's just so boring that the tedium of doing it's not worth any fun or satisfaction. It's just, yeah, it's like melancholy. It's just the best way of saying it. It just feels like a chore. This whole game just feels like a chore. Being a Jedi has never been such a chore. Holy shit. I can't hit a fucking rat. And it's a shame because the production values are high and blah, blah, blah. Like, the art team, yes, our team did their job. The modeling 3D crew did their job. But the combat director, the writing, all this, God, it's so dull. It's so dull. These people should have played more Breath of the Wild, because in Breath of the Wild, exploration was not only fun, it was rewarding. It was interesting and intriguing.
You're getting pretty big.
Yeah, well, they're a pain in my palms trimming them every day. But yeah, they're fine, as long as I don't forget to cut them.
That's reassuring.
There's so many people that are like, oh, the game's pretty, so it must be worth playing. Oh my god, you're so goddamn shallow.
Time to go? Great. Hate sitting around like this.
Alright, let's fly to Kashyyyk. I'm probably off camera going to do all these stim stuff and probably gonna go through the planets and try to like go through, because that it's not fun to watch, it's probably not fun to play. It's just such a chore.
Like a stowaway? They'd have to be pretty small, Grease. This ship isn't that big.
Maybe. Could be. I have been missing some food lately. Smells. Oh, droid smell?
Not that I'm aware of. And they definitely don't eat.
Alright, I'll do more investigating.
Alright, where's my little animal buddy? Where's my animal buddy? I can't pet him or play with him? What the hell's the point of having him as a companion if you can't do anything with it? As much as I give Force Unleashed shit, and it rightfully deserves it, at least Force Unleashed was a straight-up action game, and it knew what it was. You swung your lightsaber, you swung your lightsaber. There was none of this crap. All this crap that just bogs down this gameplay. You can't just swing a lightsaber in this game. You have to warm up and lean into the swing and follow through. Meanwhile, your enemy will get 2 hits in on you and stagger you out of whatever attack you were doing. God, this game is such a chore. It's such a pretty chore. It's a high-profile chore. Golly. Because here's the thing, these big sprawling environments, it doesn't help because all you're doing, it's all so linear. Yes, this is a big environment, but here's the thing, it's all so linear. You have to go through it one way. It might as well be a long-ass boring hallway with nothing to do and nothing but a whole myriad of enemies between point A and the next save point. It might as well be that way, because all you're doing is arbitrarily stretching out how long it takes me to get from point A to point B. That's all you do. And the thing is, getting from point A to point B never gets shorter. It's always a chore. God, this game is such a chore. And that's one of the worst things I can say too, is that it's a game that's just not fun, which defies the purpose of being a game. It's joyless for different reasons. It's like, I don't know. You sit down, you want to have a fun time. Nothing's fun about this game. The stuff you find isn't fun. The stuff you collect isn't fun or interesting. The characters you fight aren't fun or interesting. Like, the way that you traverse the environment isn't fun or interesting. And it could have been. Damn. Like, labeling a game as boring, in my opinion, is sad. Because it's a functioning game. You know, I haven't really been running into glitches. It's not a glitch-filled mess. It's just a boring game. That I feel like I'm checking my watch that I don't wear because I don't wear watches. Like I'm watching the time. Like, how much longer is this? How much longer is this? How much longer before I can move on to the next thing? And many people have this sort of like, well, just quit and move on. Well, I'm not really a quitter. Once I start something, invest this much time into it, I might as well see it through. But golly. I really almost want to check out some people's reviews of this game and hear what they have to say about what they love. I bet they're going to say the typical shit. These are beautiful environments, fully realized. It's so immersive in the Star Wars lore. Like, you know, you really feel like you're fighting as a Jedi. The combat's so visceral and satisfying, or some crap like that. I bet I'd hear that sort of stuff. I wonder if they talk about how long it takes to get from point A to point B, how incredibly unfulfilling and unrewarding the collectibles are in this game. How Cal, the main thing that Cal does is collect ponchos. You know, and even those ponchos are cool. I have not worn a single poncho because ponchos look stupid on Cal. They made you wear one in the beginning. I'm like, this looks stupid. I don't want to wear a bunch of different ponchos. It's just, so boring. What is the time to beat on this game? How close? I'm going to cheat a little bit and look at a guide. I'm going to cheat a little bit and see how far we are. How far are we from the end of this game? I need to have hope. I need to have hope that it's not going to be all a slog. Alright, so I'm on this part. I'm on Dathomir. Blah, blah, blah. Fight zombies. Also, they made zombies boring. At first I was going to be, how do you do that? There are a lot of games that make zombies boring, so I'm not going to give it too much shit. But, man, they make zombies boring. Alright, so as I expected, we're almost done with Dathomir, because that tomb is like the boss fight. That's about what I figured. Alright, so that's that. Ooh, voice crack there. That's that. Let's see. And then... Okay, so we're actually not too far. We are about almost 2/3 the way through. It looks like there's going to be another planet that we go to. Then we go back to Dathomir for some stupid shit. And then we go back to Pagano once we complete all the Jedi temples, which is what I figured we were going to do. And then once we open that vault, then we do the finale of the game. And now, here's the thing. I'm not going to read too far into that because I heard the finale of the game is very good. So we're actually almost done. I think one or two more sessions, and we'll be done. That gives me hope. And the thing is, this game isn't bad per se. Well, actually, that's not true. I've been bitching about it for 2 hours. It's bad. It's just such a boring game. Sorry to be such a negative Nancy. I feel every time you guys come, like Nanomaster even said it too. It's like you look frustrated with some modern games. Maybe I do, but I play so many games, and like I said, I don't want to be jaded, but tell me I'm wrong. You guys are watching this. Tell me I'm wrong. Does this look fun or interesting? You know? Do you look at this and you're like, damn, I wish I was playing that? Even Paladin, when he came in, or she, whomever, when Paladin came in, they were looking at this like, ugh, this doesn't look so hot. I'm like, yeah, because it kind of isn't. And that's not the crap on people that are loving this game. This game is selling so well. I know that for a fact. And more power to you. More power to you. If you love this game. Absolutely. But I'm telling you right now, there's so many things this game does that I could point to 4 or 5 other games that do the same thing, but better, and I simply ask why. Why did you choose a worse way of doing these things? Did you really feel it was more fun doing it this way? Was this really your best effort? Now, part of me feels a bit bad because beating up Star Wars stuff is too easy to do these days, but they kind of make it, they do it to themselves. You know? They do it to themselves. Anyway, not to end the session on a negative note, I am very pleased that not only is Radical Dreamers done, but yeah, Jet Force was so much more fun. Not only because it was a much more refined game, and it's a game that came out 20 years ago, but so sharp and so refined compared to this that it was a joy. I was playing that game constantly with a smile on my face. Even when I was fighting against Mizar and, that bullshit lightning attack that he has that always frustrates me. Even against that crap, that game is so fun. I was constantly enjoying myself. And I just want to have an experience like that. Like, what is so hard about having a shooter that's just simply a fun shooter? Yeah, I would go back to playing Kingdom Hearts. Even Kingdom Hearts 3, the new DLC stuff comes out at the end of this month. I look forward to that. I don't want to say weak, but it kind of was weak story-wise that Kingdom Hearts 3 was. Kingdom Hearts 3 was still a lot of fun to play. That game was simply fun to play. I had a lot of fun playing that game. I could nitpick its story because it was a very hastily written story for what they wanted to conclude, because they really wanted to write it as a conclusion. But Kingdom Hearts was fun, and so I look forward to going back to that. I was disappointed the game ended as soon as it did. I was like, what? It's already over? I wanted to play more. It's not like this. Yeah, exactly, Dark. It's not like this where I'm counting the hours. I'm like, oh boy. It's like a slow day at work. You're just looking at that clock and like, can it go any faster? Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, oh man, I want more, I want more, I want more. And I'm getting more, and I'm glad, because it's free, too. That's what's cool. Actually, no, the update isn't free. It's supposed to be an expansion. Okay, so because it's not free, I'm going to have to be a little critical of it, because, ever since Witcher 3 came out, expansions are a critical thing now. They can't just be cheap or easy. But, hey, you know what? I look forward to it. I really want to dig in and really chew on that meal. That's something I look forward to. Yeah, Sekiro, the playthrough a second time was absolutely a chore. Absolutely a chore. I was going through all those bosses up until the very end, which, by the way, if you watch the playthrough, I realized the entire reason I was failing so hard against the final boss was simply because of my controller. It really wasn't my performance, which I'm really glad to say. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but the moment I changed my controller, I beat him in like 3 tries. Because I knew what I was doing. I'm like, why is what I'm pressing not working? I know, I've done this so many times. And it was purely the controller. Which actually I suspected. Back during Call of Duty. Because remember when I kept complaining that the guy wouldn't run when I clicked the stick? He just wasn't running? It wasn't the game. I was beating up on Call of Duty and I was being mean. I'll take back what I said. That wasn't Call of Duty. It legitimately was my controller. My controller stick was bad. And it sucks that I found it out the hard way. Yeah, Blizzard set the bad precedent that, hey, our expansions, we're just going to sell them as full games. We're not even going to call them expansions. They're just second games. I hate that Blizzard has done that. F you guys. F you. They also popularized loot boxes. Loot boxes existed before Blizzard, but when Blizzard took loot boxes and just made it the mainstream thing to do, everybody copied Blizzard's formula. F you, Blizzard, you greedy, greedy, greedy. People blame Activision? No, Activision, yes, they're greedy on their own way, but no, Blizzard took that ball and they ran with it. They own that crap. They don't get to be like, oh, well, we didn't want to. Yes, you did. You absolutely wanted to put loot boxes in your shit. Yes, you did. Before you were even doing the loot box shenanigans, you did the expansion shenanigans. Don't even act like you're nonsense. Well, yes, that's just it, though. Take a look at how many games and it's true. There are many other places and articles that point it to. Like ever since Team Fortress 2, which I say was another previous example of really popularizing loot boxes, it's a truth. I remember reading this in an article or watching a video on it. In the time between Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch, 10 games implemented loot boxes. After Overwatch did loot boxes, in the following year alone, over 100 games did loot boxes the way Overwatch did. Blizzard 100% popularized loot boxes. They didn't create it, but they sure as heck popularized it. League of Legends, sure, like they're popular, but they didn't popularize the concept. It is just simply a fact that, you know, when Overwatch, which was the cool kid of 2016, when they did loot boxes that way and making a boatload of money, everybody's like, we gotta do that. It's like Clash of Clans. Love it or hate it, Clash of Clans changed the way every single mobile game handled itself. It didn't invent freemium economy. It didn't. But it sure as heck popularized it. And ever since that, every mobile game, and now unfortunately many retail games, use that stupid freemium economy that Clash of Clans did. We could, like, evidence points to a source very compellingly. And so, it just sucks. But, you know, not all games are like that. You know, it's true. Like, it's not all doom and gloom. But one thing that I can just say for a fact is, A, this game is boring. It's a chore. B, I am at the point where I think that I'm going to play Death Stranding next. And I would not be surprised if Death Stranding actually impresses me to the point where I feel, I guess it did earn that Game of the Year nomination. I certainly am interested to see why it won Soundtrack of the Year. I love a good soundtrack. If you've ever had the chance and go back and listen to very old recapitation deep cuts, which were opinion pieces I put after a game after making a recapitation on it, one thing you will constantly hear me harp about and talk about is, this was what I loved about the soundtrack. This was my favorite track. These were so good. Or like, the game didn't have a very good soundtrack. I love listening to sound design and soundtrack. I'm not an audiophile, but I love listening to that sort of stuff. I will give you an extra point on my scale just for having a good soundtrack. If you have a great soundtrack or excellent sound design, you 100% get a point in my book. That is such an important part of the experience to me. And if your game won Soundtrack of the Year, you better bring it, you know? Because let me tell you, last year, the two games that I would have put either or for best soundtrack, Nier Automata and Persona 5, man, those games, either of them, amazing, slamming soundtracks, so good. If you have not heard those soundtracks, go to YouTube right now and listen to a playlist. Damn, those games have excellent soundtracks. I love the sound collection from those games. So good. So good. I can't even post a single track in our songs and OSTs part, in our music part now, in Discord, because I'd end up just posting the entire soundtrack. I can't. It's so good. And so when you have a game like, say, Jedi Fallen Order, that has a soundtrack, it's just not very interesting or very good. It's just depressing. Sound is such an important part of the experience to me, Nanomaster, to let you know. It really is. It's not a big book, or it's not a big point in most people's books, but it's a big point in my book. It doesn't make or break the game for me, but if you have a good soundtrack, you absolutely, like I said, you get a point in my book. Doesn't matter how low I think of your game. If you have a great soundtrack, I give you at least that point. One such example, for example, is The Last Remnant. That RPG does almost everything I can hate in an RPG. I hate so many things about that game. I really do. I legitimately hate so much about that game. I 100%ed it too. But you want to talk about BS shenanigans? The Last Remnant. But let me tell you what. That game has an amazing soundtrack. That I'm like, alright, this is a miserable experience, but I'm going through it because that's such a good soundtrack. That's actually one thing that I actually didn't like about Breath of the Wild, believe it or not, Dark, is that, yes, it has a very robust soundtrack, but it's very ambient. Most Zelda games have a very pronounced, forward soundtrack that's very much in the forefront. It's not background. And Breath of the Wild has a background soundtrack, not a forefront soundtrack, which is so weird. And it's not devoid of sound. It's not. It never is. But I can't say people are humming or remixing tunes from Breath of the Wild as much as they still are from, like, say, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, of course, even OG Zelda. People are think of most songs, name a Zelda game, people can probably think of one or two tracks from that Zelda game. Say Breath of the Wild, outside of the trailer theme, which I wish was in the game, you really can't think of a song from that game. If you can't even think of a song or rhythm from that game, it really isn't a memorable soundtrack. That's the litmus test, isn't it? You just can only remember, like, I remember it being alright, but you can't remember a song, can you? You can't remember a single track. So how good was it really? But if you listen to, like, the soundtrack by itself, it would just be like, oh, this is pretty good background music. It's very chill. I can listen to this while I work on something, and that's fine. But as much as I love Breath of the Wild, as much as I love it, I cannot give it a point for its soundtrack. I cannot. Yeah, like, if you listen to the OST by itself, you're like, hey, this is really good. This sounds good. But when you're playing the game, it's not pronounced. Its background very forgettable. It's so forgettable. And that's just kind of how it is. I listen to Radio Hyrule, which is a streaming radio station that just plays Zelda music 24/7, and I love that. I hear probably almost no tracks of Breath of the Wild. They're like, because there's not really anything to really bounce to in that soundtrack. There really isn't. Nothing to tap your foot against. I love that game, but it's just how it is. But that's my take. I don't know if it's a hot take, but that's my take. So, all right, let me finish up here because I spent the last 30 minutes complaining about other complaints. I don't know why I'm such a negative Nancy right now, but you guys are awesome. Thank you, Sunday Squad, for being as awesome as you always are. And hey, welcome Paladin. Gosh, what was the first part of their name? Rother. Yeah, Rother the Paladin. Welcome aboard. And even Ren in the beginning, coming in, casting on your shade and leaving. I still appreciate you because you always check in just to throw shade. It's comical. I know you're always joking, but it's funny to see you come in, throw salt, and then leave. And we will continue this on Wednesday watch. Ice has not settled down where I am, over here in the southeast. However, we do have tornado weather. Last couple days we've had tornado watches, and that's what we always have to worry about. There is usually a mid-January freeze, but we haven't had a mid-January freeze this year. But yeah, tornadoes. That's what we have to worry about. So it is what it is. Stay indoors, keep your head low. Yeah, because I'm over here in Atlanta, so hot Atlanta. Even our rain is hot. But because of all that high pressure, low pressure, that's why we get so many tornadoes down here. All right, you guys have a great night. I will see you guys during the Wednesday watch. I can't wait for Tuesday. I actually prefer Tuesday team over Wednesday watch. I don't know why. But, yep. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Battlefield. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention. If you haven't already watched it, watch the new recapitation. Radical Dreamers. It was a lot of fun. I love Chrono Trigger. That game, it has a Super Nintendo rendition of the themes they use in Chrono Cross, and it sounds great. That game has a better soundtrack than this game. So, enjoy Radical Dreamers. I'm glad a lot of people are openly receiving it. I haven't seen that much demand for Chrono Trigger stuff, but you know what's coming. And let me tell you right now, that one is number 95. We're getting very close. That's number 95. Radical Dreamers is number 95. Xenosaga will probably be number 96. So we're getting there. We're getting very close. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you at Wednesday Watch. See you on the next Battlefield.